Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with the South Korean ladder with a very interesting Terran versus Terran engagement in between the two pro players. Let me just start by introducing the players to you guys as we have spawned here in the upper right in the purple. It is SSAK, quite a known figure from the Terran scene, but his opponent is also very well known as he is considered to be the best Terran, also the best gamer here of the world. It is of course Flash, who is spawning here in the lower left as the brown Terran. So it should be of course a very interesting Terran versus Terran. It took me quite some time to cast the Terran versus Terran. Usually it's just Terran versus Protoss or versus Zerg here onto this channel, but this time we will have quite an interesting game here in between the two pros from South Korea. And of course we'll be going to be checking out the build order. Let's just see if there's going to be a difference in between the build order in between them. Of course we have the production tab here in the upper left part, as Flash of course starts with the supply depot. Same can be said here for SAK, as the timing is perhaps a little bit in the advantage here of SAK. Of course we do also have here the minerals, the gas, the workers and so on, even APM. Quite a low APM actually here for Flash, so perhaps he's playing a little bit relaxed, and a very nice skin for him. So I hope this is actually, it should be Flash of course. It's the barcode with the W behind. We're going to be seeing how the game is going to continue now. Finally Flash coming back really strong into his APM. Perhaps he was just eating a sandwich or just having a drink, as of course quite relaxing open up of course for him, as he has played thousands and thousands of games. Of course he knows exactly what the build orders should be versus the Terran, and it looks like indeed a command center first for him. So we already have the difference in between the two pros. SSAK also nicely hiding his barracks right here, but a quite nice and greedy gameplay here by the Flash, given the fact that it is a 4 spawning location map and he's not calculating that his opponent is going to find him very soon. Notice it is already the 2 minute and 50-second mark. I believe only now SSAK is opening up, is actually moving out with his SCV to scout out the map. And yeah, Flash continuing with his barracks. So let's have a look at the reaction from SSAK. Is he going to perhaps try a bunker rush to punish this early expansion by Flash? We also have the gas here for him. Gas already getting mined here for SSAK. So with that, SSAK perhaps having a small advantage here unit wise and tech wise, as he's already going for his factory. Where's the first marine getting built by him? And of course this is what Flash is banking on, given the fact that the Terrans only have a couple of marines early on, and later on it should be a mass mech build orders by both players. And even more later on we might see some race, we might see some dropships, we might even see some battle cruisers if it's going to be very interesting. And yeah, let's have a look. Flash will very likely continue to with a bunker right here to of course give protection towards his main worker wise, pretty much the same worker amount for both players. As in comes the SCV from SSAK, and he sees of course the timing, he sees that the expansion is already ready here for Flash, and there he is also starting his own expansion. There we have the factory for Flash, as one marine is also out for him, so even a little bit of a scouting with the barracks right here, as we do have the SCV from Flash moving here forward. But SSAK of course was going to try a lot here to snipe the SCV. In the end only this factory has been seen, and another starport here actually by SSAK, but it's getting cancelled. So let's have a look what exactly the plans from SSAK are going to be. Perhaps he's going to try to go into yet another expansion right here, or into another factory. It could of course be a possibility. Double factories with vultures and speed and mines. Looks like this is indeed his strategy right here. So a more defensive gameplay here for Flash with 3 marines into the bunker. And now I believe SSAK is going to be the one who is going to be more aggressive versus the opponent worker wise. Flash now having 5 more workers, of course his expansion was much more faster. His economy should have an advantage against the opponent, and he's also going for his second factory right here, even another factory. So 3 factories for Flash against the only 2 here from SSAK. Let's see what is going to happen here. A nice SimCity build order by Flash, going to make it very hard for those units to come here forward and snipe some of the SCVs here from him. In the meantime, more and more supply depots. We have the first vultures getting produced here for Flash, actually with speed for the vultures, and actually SSAK opting to go for the mine upgrade here for the vultures, as he also goes for yet another factory. So indeed it is going to be a mech versus mech Terran here, as we also see some vultures from SSAK securing the other expansion point. We have the scouting barracks here for Flash, and here comes the scouting barrack actually for SSAK, quite aggressive straight towards the expansion point here from Flash. Should be vultures versus vultures very soon, continued with some tanks, perhaps even some Goliaths, but of course into the late game it would be very interesting to see some battle cruisers, some race, and even some dropship harassment by the two players. Right now it's looking like a pretty strategic gameplay. Of course both players will try to mine the road just to keep the enemy at bay and perhaps expand into other locations, as now speed is going to very likely finish very soon versus SSAK. And a very defensive gameplay here indeed by Flash, as he's perhaps expecting a move forward by his opponent to harass the mineral line. Let's have a look what exactly his plans are. Hiding his vultures here on the high ground, going into more and more factories right here. Perhaps this is exactly his plan, just to secure the ramp right here, not to allow the SSAK to move forward and see what exactly is hiding into the main. So speed should be done here for both players. There we have the mine ability for Flash, and 2 more factories here for him. Let's just check SSAK very quick. Only 3 factories for him. It's soon to be actually 5 factories for Flash, and even the vultures are slowly but steadily moving forward. So this looks indeed like Flash is expecting an attack. He's going to secure this location right here. We have the barracks from SSAK, and it looks like he is going to try to take his other expansion right here. And when exactly is Flash going to react towards that? Even 2 Goliaths and some tanks are getting produced here by him. So very patient gameplay here for both players. Of course any mistake could cost them dearly, as those vultures are really fast. And who is going to be the one moving out first? So it's pretty much mass vultures here for Flash versus mass vultures for his opponent. And we also have weapons 1 here for SSAK actually, who is also going into some tanks. So finally we do see a difference in between the two pros, as slowly but steadily Flash is securing the road right here with some mines. Mines have also been planted here, but in come the vultures from Flash, who should be able to of course scare the enemies away. And with that SSAK might lose some important vultures right here, as indeed 3 of them will be sniped. So a good move out here by Flash, killing 3 vultures, pretty much mass vultures by him. Very rare sight indeed. Let's see what exactly they can do as they move forward, like a choo-choo train here. Very interesting sight. As you can see on the minimap, it's pretty much a brown line that is moving here forward. But SSAK has some tanks, he has some Goliaths, he should be able to secure the ramp. As in comes the engagement, pretty much mass vultures versus mass vultures. Very rare sight indeed, as both players are massively damaging each other. The tank is taking some damage, lots and lots of damage indeed, but indeed Flash actually losing more vultures here than his opponent, as the tank from SSAK has pretty much tanked all of the enemy damage here. It looks like Flash is not being done yet. He's moving once again forward with his vultures, but pretty much a bad engagement by him, as SSAK is nicely defending, and so much damage has been absorbed indeed by the tanks. So the unit composition here quite in the advantage for SSAK, as he's able to now move forward, and perhaps very soon he's going to try to secure this expansion right here. So it's mines versus mines, but we do have siege ability for SSAK. Even a scan is going out, and the vultures should of course be able to snipe all of those mines onto the ground. Even the Goliaths moving here forward for SSAK. So what has started with a very good beginning here for Flash, who was able to snap 3 vultures, actually turned into a pretty bad engagement, as he pretty much focused all the fire into the tank from the opponent. With that, SSAK having now perhaps a advantage. Actually, if you look at the supply, a great advantage by him. He already reached 100. He has 52 workers. He's also going to be ready to secure his expansion right here. So right now Flash struggling, as he's also going for his expansion. And very soon we will pass the halftime. We will pass the 10-minute mark. What is going to happen here? Flash of course has to also transition into some tanks. Perhaps some Goliaths would also be good. But tanks, of course, a much needed unit, and yes, indeed, there it is, going for tanks. And let's have a look at the 10-minute mark, at the upgrades very soon. We do have 1 weapons upgrade here for SSAK. I believe still no upgrades here for Flash, still 0 to 0, but the weapons 1 will finish very soon here for him. So yeah, still anyone's game. Interesting game indeed. Close game supply-wise. Perhaps a small advantage here by SSAK. Let's have a look how the game is going to continue as Flash once again is moving out. Same can be said here for SSAK. Just pretty much mass vultures versus vultures, but we do have those tanks. Scan is going out just to clear the mines as SSAK is slowly but steadily closing here towards the newly established base by the opponent. Tanks are here ready to secure the zone, and once again vultures will engage against vultures right here. It's lots and lots of speed, but he's ready here for both players, and now slowly but steadily the tanks are moving forward to secure the zone. So it's a very slow push. Of course, every mistake can cost dearly. We do have the starport here, and we might see some science vessel here by Flash very soon, as he's also going to try to perhaps bypass all of those units from the opponent. But SSAK also nice in thinking about that. He has two fronts now moving forward, the tanks securing this zone, the other vultures of course placing more and more mines, as we have another expansion here for Flash. Lots of scans go out just to clear the mines. SSAK with a great map control, great zoning here forward as he's slowly but steadily gaining more and more ground towards the enemy. And this expansion right here pretty much exposed, given the fact it's only vultures guarding it. So with that, Flash might be in some serious trouble as SSAK is indeed moving here forward, and he even has some tanks in the back to secure the zone right here. Other tanks also securing the zone right here. So nice strategic gameplay indeed we have in between the two pros. Have a look once again onto the upgrades. I believe Flash should of course now have weapons 1 as both players go into more upgrades and into more of a production here. Yeah, at the same time Flash sending out tanks to just secure the zone, to secure the ramps right here. Very smart move indeed by him. Let's have a look into the main from SSAK. It's just pretty much factories for him. I did see one starport here for hold on, actually we do have a drop, so quite a surprise drop happening here for SSAK, but there are tanks in the back securing the zone, so not that much damage being taken here by Flash as the dropship is still moving around. Quite an interesting move here by SSAK, and not the same can be said here for Flash. No intentions yet to go for some dropship. Actually SSAK also going for some cloak for his race. Let's have a look how that is going to work out for him, as another expansion is also taken here into this area. So a very close game indeed, a nice strategic gameplay here. SSAK tried his luck with a drop with 4 vultures in the end, not really dealing much damage, actually no damage at all to the economy. Flash at 72, 75 now already here for SSAK. Quite a large SCV number for him, large supply into the SCVs, into the economy. Perhaps this will give a small advantage towards Flash, towards his units, having more units than the economy. He still stays at 72 as he's now slowly but steadily moving forward, but this could be quite a mistake as the tanks will be able to attack the tanks here from Flash as in comes the push, but the vultures are quite in the front here from SSAK, so quite a bad move out here by Flash. Have a look how this is going to work out for him as more damage is being taken left and right by both players. Still 3 tanks pretty much healthy here for Flash as in come the reinforcements from SSAK, and with that quite a bad move here by Flash, as another tank is going to very likely drop very soon. So after all damage has been done, Flash dropping to 108 versus 135. Pretty much a mistake by him. Quite interesting move given the fact that he really wanted to move out, but there were so many tanks in the back from SSAK. So let's have a look how the game is going to continue. In comes the engineering bay just to scout out the map, but if you look at the mini-map, SSAK just keeps on taking expansion after expansion. Flash still at only 3 bases versus a very nice macro game indeed by SSAK right here. So Flash might be a little bit behind here into this game. You can also see it into the supply. So is he perhaps somehow with a wonder going to come back into this game, going for some dropship actually, but SSAK having some race as he's gaining more and more control of the map, moving here forward. You can see it on the mini map, so much purple onto the map and that much brown moving here forward for Flash, as still lots and lots of turrets are being being done here for SSAK as he's going to secure the upper left part. Very smart move indeed, as of course he's expecting some race, he's expecting some battle cruisers perhaps, and even this one race, actually many more race here for SSAK. So quite a nice game by him, and yeah, slowly but steadily we close towards the 20-minute mark. So Flash responding with some Goliaths versus the race, even repairing this engineering bay right here. Still it's a nice beeline for SSAK created here onto the map. Very hard for Flash to move out. I believe the only chance for Flash is going to be indeed to move out with some dropship to harass the main from the opponent. There we have another expansion here by Flash, as SSAK seems to be gaining more and more control of the map. And now if you look at the economy, 82 workers versus 82 workers, so quite an interesting game indeed, as both players are closing towards being maxed out here. And still a waiting game here, as we will find out who is going to be the one engaging first. Of course, it's very hard to move forward against so many tanks onto the ground, and Flash nicely securing his bases on the high ground with his tanks, as I've seen now a move out with Goliaths, with tanks, but he should be careful. There's so many turrets here on the high ground. Let's have a look if he's going to be successful. He's nicely bypassing this, as he should be able, of course, to cancel the expansion point right here. The Goliaths are in the front, some reinforcements are pouring forward here, but the tanks are on the high ground, so very important position here for Flash, as we even have a Terran nuclear silo here. So let's have a look if we're going to be seeing some nukes against Flash. Would be actually my first cast with some nukes versus him. So let's see what's going to happen. The vultures are moving here forward. A good scan here by SSAK, as he should be able to have control now onto the high ground. A counter scan here by Flash, as he's able to snipe perhaps some of those frays here. And in the meantime, he's actually even able to snipe the command center right here. So very good position here by Flash, as he's strategic placed, and SSAK actually continuing with his expansion right here, as the Goliaths will be able to move you forward. So quite an important move here by Flash, as he should be even able to take out the nuclear silo here. And yeah, let's have a look how the game is going to continue. Indeed, a very smart move indeed by Flash, catching SSAK off guard. Good placement by those turrets, but Flash nicely bypassing this and finding a good spot to drop his units forward. So yeah, with that he's able to secure two zones, two important expansion zones, with only one smart move here with his dropships. Yeah, I don't see any movement here onto the map. Both players are still continuing to expand, continue to focus onto their macro game. What exactly is going to be here happening, as we do see indeed the first ghost with perhaps some nukes versus Flash. So how is this going to work out? Let's have a look. SSAK with quite a interesting strategy by him. Ghost, actually, I believe the first game in which I'm casting some Ghost. So let's see if he's going to be successful to nuke Flash here. Would be a first. Let's have a look at Flash reacting with so many dropship. Sees he's being spotted, of course. There are no turrets here, interesting enough for SSAK, as in comes the drop. Quite a deadly drop, but in comes the reaction from SSAK with cloaked units forward. But there are Goliaths ready to secure the dropship and ready to secure also the tanks right here. What is SSAK going to be doing against this? So many tanks. Once again, his economy pretty much under siege right here. A very nice job, and we actually see the first nuke. Where exactly is it going to land? We do see some action happening here. Where exactly is going to is that nuke going to land? Sadly, I don't see it here on the mini-map. I'm going to be perhaps missing the nuke right here, so sorry about this one. As in StarCraft 2, you can actually see on the minimap where the nuke is getting dropped, and actually there we have perhaps the move out here by SSAK with his nuke. Let's see if he's going to try once again, and indeed there is the nuke, but Flash nicely reacting immediately with a scan and immediately taking out the spy from SSAK. That Ghost has immediately been taken out, and 3 bases have been taken out here for SSAK as well. So it seems that the nukes don't really work out for him. Still a very nice idea. Tanks are being able to secure the high ground here at the 12 o'clock position, and with that, all of a sudden, Flash having the better position. If you look at the economy, if you look at the supply, pretty much maxed out. Only a miracle nuke perhaps is going to save SSAK right here, but there's so many scans available here for Flash, as SSAK actually producing more and more, even having ship weapons, and lockdown is also getting researched. So perhaps lockdown is going to give him a good advantage versus the tanks on the low ground, as it's only one Ghost actually defending here. Sorry, only one Goliath here defending versus so many Brace. So perhaps with this, SSAK might come back into the game, as he might be able to snap quite a large number of tanks right here. And actually it's a mass Brace strategy here by the SSAK, as I'm pretty sure that Flash will react with mass Goliaths versus this. And let's have a look how this is going to unfold. Mass Brace, indeed it is. All of a sudden here for SSAK, is still in a good position into the middle of the map. but the high ground is now pretty much in control for Flash right here. Slowly but steadily, more and more is getting produced, more and more command center, actually mass command center here, very nicely looking into the gold color here. Quite impressive stuff here by Flash. And let's see how the game is going to continue. Indeed, the middle of the map pretty much in control for SSAK. Economic wise is pretty much behind. And yeah, the economy from Flash looking really strong. Both players actually maxed out right here. Who is going to be the victor of this very important game right here? As some SCVs are pretty much exposed here. Not that many defenses for SSAK. This space is also very close towards Flash. Flash really wants to take it. I saw so many command centers already here to land. And we actually see some movement with some tanks, with some Goliaths. Other tanks are ready to secure the zone right here. And we have Flash actually asking something here for SSAK. Perhaps if he has more of an economy, or who knows how his day was, as the chatting continues here in Korean. Sadly, I have no idea what they are talking about. Actually, quite an impressive army still here for SSAK, with tanks, with vultures. Same can be said here for Flash, as he's moving out with so many dropships. Actually 8 dropship, 7 dropships here for him. Could be quite deadly towards the newly established bases. He's scanning, of course, the area. And we actually have a nuclear launch, perhaps once again into this area right here. Need to search for the ghost. There is a ghost here very close by. And let's see if the nuke is going to land against Flash. We're about to find out very soon, as still I don't see a nuke now landing. And yeah, perhaps this is going to be the tactic from his opponent, from SSAK, just to scare Flash away. There's another ghost moving out, scanning the area. I believe a nuke is going to land, or is going to get launched very soon here by SSAK. And yeah, there it is. But of course Flash can immediately scan this area right here, and he can take out the ghost. But hold on, we might see actually a nuke dropping here with a successful. This would be quite deadly. And yes, indeed, there's the nuke. And we're going to be seeing quite a nice engagement here by SSAK. So a successful nuke against Flash. Very nicely done by him. Is Flash perhaps laughing a little bit. Not that much supplies getting lost by him, but still quite a scary scenario, of course, to fight against nukes. And with that, all of a sudden, SSAK being able to secure this zone right here, bringing reinforcement. The same can be said here by Flash, as he's moving out with his dropship. He has, of course, to defend this area right here, but only a couple of SCVs mining here. So perhaps SSAK was thinking that this is an important base for Flash, but not that much mining is going on. However, more and more is getting thrown out here by SSAK, and all of a sudden Flash losing unit after unit as his tanks have landed here. But those race in the air, very strong here for SSAK. And how is this going to continue? The race will of course be able to take out the tanks. However, the economy from Flash is still looking very strong, as he's able to take out tank after tank. And we have yet another nuclear launch. Where exactly it's going to happen? This one I have to search for it. What exactly SSAK is doing right here. Still the action is of course happening right here. I believe Flash is actually laughing right here. And with that, actually SSAK is able to take this game. So what a interesting game indeed. Perhaps the psychological damage was way too much with the nukes here against Flash. And Flash, sadly for him, he did lose quite a large number of dropships. However, in the end, I don't think he should have left the game, given the fact that his economy was way ahead versus the opponent. He should of course stayed into the game, but with a couple of Goliaths, he should of course be able to take out the race right here. Look at that, he almost had 10k. Perhaps he knew that he was in the advantage, and he was just gifting the game towards SSAK. It could of course be a possibility. He should of course have been able to rebuild his units really fast. But then again, SSAK also had a couple of bases right here, even new bases right here. But see the nukes, perhaps that was the important factor for SSAK, as he was able of course to clear the proximity right here. Still a very interesting game. I just hope this should of course been the real Flash. I don't think he played it for fun right here, but in the end I believe he just gave up, even though he had the advantage, the massive economic advantage here versus the opponent. And of course he could have been able to come back into the game. In the end, perhaps he just gifted the game towards SSAK. I mean, maybe he didn't just like to play mirror matches. Still a very interesting game. My first cast with some nuclear launches here from SSAK versus Flash. Very hard to spot those nukes in Starcraft 1. In Starcraft 2, of course, it's much easier. Even the fact that you see a nuke symbol onto the minimap, but here in StarCraft 1, very, very hard. And yeah, with that SSAK securing a game right here, even though Flash had the economic advantage, the massive economic advantage versus the opponent, he perhaps just gifted the game towards SSAK and didn't want to continue fighting here versus the opponent. So yeah, still a very interesting game. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Tommy, signing out.